Welcome to our live Tuesday coaching. Every single Tuesday, we go live on here and give you guys some free nuggets to help you scale your real estate business, help you be a better business owner, operator, and ultimately make more money and more memories. That's what we're all about. So today, I wanted to give you 3 things to help you stop procrastinating, because this is one of the biggest things that we see happen all the time. And you may see 3 letters there initially, FYE. That stands for, pardon my French, fuck your excuses. Because the reality is every single person has some set of excuses that they're subscribed to. These excuses are things that we allow ourselves to, I use the word subscribe to, for a reason, because we allow ourselves to buy into that. We start to even convince ourselves that those are valid. We really start to justify it because naturally the human brain always wants to avoid guilt and shame. And guilt and shame are typically what follows making excuses and not doing the things that we know we need to do. And then that guilt and shame starts to attack our confidence. Lowered confidence means lower action. And as you can see, I don't think I need to explain it much further. It becomes this really negative downward spiral that keeps you from doing the things that you know you need to do. Because again, the magic that you're looking for is in the work that you're avoiding. I say it all the time. So today I'm going to give you 3 simple things to help you stop procrastinating more and more. Okay. Number 1 is that you need a deeper meaning. You have to get clear and really emotionally attached to your why, to your mission, to your vision, to your drive. And now this may be one of those things that you sort of roll your eyes from, that you may dismiss, because a lot of people don't see the true power behind having a strong why, a strong purpose, a vision, and a mission. But let me tell you why this is so important and how you can really leverage it. So it's crucial to have deeper understanding of why you're doing what you're doing, because meaning is what ultimately drives us. On those days that the motivation dries up, on the days that all we are dependent on is our habits and our meaning. And so you have to attach yourself to the meaning. So I want you guys to really focus on getting closer and more attached to the why behind why you do what you do. We're meaning making machines, and the deeper and more invested that you can get in that meaning, the easier it is to push past those feelings of procrastination. And one way to take it one level deeper is I want you to think about using all of your senses. How can you activate all of your senses when it comes to really attaching to that meaning, that purpose, or that emotion? I mean, what could you look at visually? Maybe it's a photo of your children or of your family or of a vacation you want to go on or a car that you want. Whatever it is, material or not, is there some photos or a vision board? I've got my vision board sitting next to me right here. Is there something visually that you can attach yourself to so that throughout the day you start to see more and more and more of that, and it does motivate you to keep going forward? Another one, oh my gosh, hearing. Hearing. What is it that we could listen to? Is it a song? Maybe you're working on saving money for a wedding. I know we have a few people I've actually talked to personally in this group who are really setting their goals, their transaction goals, because they want to be able to buy that dream wedding dress or pay for their wedding. And so maybe you play the song that you want to have your first dance to, or the song that you want to walk down the aisle to. So maybe you're playing this kind of stuff that will, again, trigger those emotions and really connect you back to that meaning or that why. So what are some of those sounds? Or again, if it's kids, maybe you could have your wife or your husband or your kids record a little audio of, I'm so proud of you, I can't wait to go on our vacation together, or something like that, that when those times get challenging, when you don't want to pick up the phone and do another dial, you can listen to that and it'll motivate you. Same thing with smell. Maybe there's a candle that reminds you of your favorite hotel or something. That's a cool thing. There are a lot of candles that smell exactly like a lot of the main hotel chains. So maybe you're planning a vacation, that could be something that you light while you're in your office. So just thinking of how we can trigger some of those other senses, whether it's feel, taste, sight, vision, anything like that, to get deeper attachment to that emotion behind the why of why we're doing it. So that's number 1, why. Number 2, on how you can stop procrastinating so much, is play around with your focus. Focus, like anything, is a trained skill. So the more that you can really train yourself to have a longer attention span and to focus more efficiently and more effectively, the better you will be at getting stuff done. And you'll realize how much you can collapse time and get things done in a shorter window of time. And you don't actually need to have, a 9-12 hour workday. You can actually get all of that done in maybe 3 hours, maybe 5 hours, whatever it is, you'll be a lot more productive. And so my favorite way to train my focus is a couple of things. Number one, I love to use the Pomodoro timer method. You can Google it. There's tons of apps for it. So you can get it for free, or you can get the physical timer of a Pomodoro timer. And basically the concept is you do 20 minutes on and then 5 or 10 minutes off. And as you start to do this, you're conditioning your mind, you're training yourself to focus in spurts. And then you give your mind a break. And that mind break, that mental break, does not mean I'm just jumping on social media, scrolling through TikTok or Instagram or something, because that oftentimes will put you spiraling into, some kind of rabbit hole of thought. In those minutes, however long you do it, some people do it for a couple minutes, like 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever break you're giving yourself, use that time to maybe go for a quick walk, refill your water, get something to eat, reconnect to that why. Maybe you're going to go read through some of your goals or look at your vision board or something. So use that time to actually try to reset just a little bit instead of just jumping onto social media. And last but not least, as a great way to train your mind and stop procrastinating so often, is to incentivize the work. Now, this may sound a little silly, but this is something that I've used to build a lot of the healthy habits that I have in my life. And that is, I incentivize the behavior. And now, of course, there are fun ways to do it. Like when I set certain income goals for maybe a quarter or for a month or for a year, I have some sort of reward attached to it at the end of that. If and when I hit X income goal, I'm going to go and buy this thing I've really wanted, or go on this trip I've really wanted to go on. So you can do it on a large scale, but you can also collapse that into your daily actions. Let me give you an example. Let's say that you can't stand doing your dials. You do not want to pick up the phone. You hate making phone calls. And so I challenge you to schedule that into your day prior to something that you love doing, that you enjoy doing. And it could be as silly as maybe you do that right before lunch. And so you know that as soon as you've completed and checked that off your list, you get to go eat that yummy meal that you have brought to the office or whatever it may be. Or maybe it's right towards the end of your day. Of course, pay attention to your call times, because obviously that does matter. But you get the point. It's incentivizing that behavior so that you're starting to train your brain that good things come from taking the action that you're scared to take. It can be the same thing with the gym. Maybe it's that you don't enjoy going to the gym. And so after the gym, you could put a small reward incentive at the end of that on a daily basis, and then maybe reward it on a weekly thing. If you make 5 out of 5 workouts for the week, maybe you get a new pair of leggings, or you're going to on Saturday eat that bagel that you've been looking forward to, or whatever it may be. So incentivizing behavior to train your brain to know that there's always good things after the stuff that you don't want to do. So those are my top 3 tips for helping you avoid procrastination, to say F you to your excuses. Number 1 is get deeper and more attached to your meaning, to your why, to your purpose. Number 2 is to make sure that we are using different methods to train our focus. My favorite being the Pomodoro method. In that off time, we can reconnect to that why, elevating all of our senses, really tapping into that emotion so that we stay as driven and focused as possible throughout the day. And last but not least is use incentives for yourself so that you can condition your mind to know that after the hard stuff that you don't want to do comes the good stuff and the rewards that you love. So those are my top 3 tips for beating procrastination for you guys. Thank you so much for jumping on. Be sure to join us next week. Every single week we jump on to do free live Tuesday coaching. I'll see you guys next week.